Hello, we meet again. We've met in other times, whether that was in this incarnation or another. Regardless, you found this place because we're both tapping into a similar frequency. Please feel free to join me in a grounding ritual so that we may both anchor into the space in between us, present and connected. Here, now. Finding each other at the right time. I'm being called to the moon that I saw earlier today. At the time that this is being recorded, this is under the energy of the full moon in Scorpio. And when I saw the full moon this morning, it was still high in the sky, despite the sky being blue. And there was this slight haze over it. And instantly when I looked at it, I felt this Neptunian energy. Even though the full moon was in Scorpio, there's something very Piscean about it. Very much into the deep mysteries, that beautiful ethereal mixture of blues and purples. And so it makes me wonder, where might Neptune or that Neptunian energy reside in your chart? Well, we see that you're entering from a place of maybe feeling taken off guard. There's something about the element of surprise that's here. Typically with this card, it was signaled to me kind of like that surprise right after the celebration, that surprise after the recognition of people who were once cheering you on, now pointing their wands at you. But with this in the reverse, maybe this feels unexpected. But for some reason with this energy, it's feeling a little different to me. It feels almost as though this is of the mind. I wonder how this full moon has been for you all, because I've noticed that there's been a lot more rumination for myself and others around me. And so it can almost feel like 1 second you're winning, the next second you're losing. 1 second you're celebrating yourself and seeing all that you've done and how that you've grown. And in the next, it's like you're bombarded with all of this negativity. And to me, it feels almost like this stream of clumps of density, all moving through with this speed. It feels very fast, and it's almost like the like the way that it moves through. And it feels almost as though it's just like hitting all of these points one after another, and it's so fast. And each of the points, it just lights up this old narrative, these old thoughts, these old wounds. And it's almost as though you can't quite tell like what is real, what is illusion, what is of this lifetime, what is of past lifetimes. Is this mine? Is this the collective? It just moves through in that stream. And it feels as though this point that we're connecting, that you might be experiencing some of that too. Welcome. Interesting. The card that flipped over and stayed was the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. But what fell right next to it was the Page of Swords. Let's go ahead and see. Okay. Really interesting here. So the first card that came out was the Queen of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Wands, to me, feels like this real embodiment of fire, the element of fire and what fire has to teach us. To see this in the reverse, to me, may suggest that there's something going on with this belief of yourself. It's really interesting because this Queen of Wands, even though it's in the reverse, it feels very much to me still like this big ball of fire. And in the upright, it feels more refined, more controlled. In this position, to me, it feels as though there's some flickering of the ends, this flaring. Yes, this flaring. And it actually makes me think of the mindful walk that I took before this reading. I kept hearing the song Sun by Janae Aiko playing in my mind, which I thought was really interesting with this full moon that's taking place. Currently, the sun is in Taurus, and so it makes me wonder where Taurus may be in your chart. And if you have any prominent Taurus placements. And with this card, as you can see with the sunflower, as I'm recalling the lyrics, I'm brought to the repetition of sun, 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 sun. There's no more cloudy day. it's almost like you're remembering this, or you're on the verge of really feeling this in your body. Because what's around you is so interesting. Because if we have you here as the Queen of Wands in reverse, we see all around you, here's another queen. So another embodiment, but this one of earth, of the earthly realm, also in reverse. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the 10 of Wands in reverse, the 4 of Wands in reverse. So it feels as though there's this huge monumental shift. But with all of these in reverse, it's almost like you're experiencing doubt. Yes. Because this feels like a prayer, but there's this element of doubt here. Because when you look at all of these cards, right? I'll go ahead and show you here. It feels, with all of these in the upright, it feels almost like a jackpot. It feels like a very divine gift. A very divine gift. And it feels like a divine order. Not in that, like, you know, this is ordering to take place, but more of like, you've been in conversation with Source. Because even here, look, with the 10 of Wands in reverse and the 4 of Wands in reverse, I mean, if this was in the upright, that'd be telling a really incredible story, right? Like here, we have completed this cycle. We are gathering our things. We are, you know, coming back and getting ready before we embark on the knight's journey, or the page's, you know, curiosity as it prepares for the knight's journey, right? And I just saw 1, 2, 3, 4 on my clock. And then we have the 4 of Wands. Like, yes, there's success here. You are moving through. With this in the reverse, for me at this time, in combination with all of these cards, it feels like you've been praying and praying for things to change. You've been praying for things to improve, to receive like abundance, to really end this painful cycle that you're in. And with both of the embodiments here, like the holy embodiment of fire, the holy embodiment of earth, it feels very much like there's this desire to want to feel alive again. Yes, there's this desire to want to feel alive, to want to truly experience life. This strong yearning, I can feel that pull growing in my chest. But there continues to be doubt. And whether that's intentional or not, and maybe that's part of this this stream of multiple densities that are moving through that I was speaking to earlier. Maybe it's that you have been working really hard on your headspace, working really hard on what kind of thoughts that you're having, working really hard on the element of air, of saying like, yes, I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to improve. I am going to manifest. I'm going to do what I want in this lifetime that is of holy service, knowing that if I'm caring for myself, that then translates to caring for others. 1444, the building blocks. You have been working on the building blocks. And as you've been doing this incredible work, it just feels like that whole stream of little densities that are moving through, again, it's hitting all of these wounds for you. It's hitting this wound of like, is manifestation real? It's hitting this wound of like, fuck this, I'm just gonna leave because what's the point? It's hitting this wound of, Well, does fortune even favor me? Does that even exist? And it's hitting these wounds of like, well, is abundance even real? Can I actually receive more money? Can I actually feel alive and connected with spirit, connected with myself? And the answer is yes. Yes, it is real. And you engaging in this important work is unlocking something for you. And not just for you now. I'm literally getting chills building up across my arms. I don't get chills in slow-mo a lot, but that's what it feels like. It feels like chills are slowly forming across my arms. And with that sensation, I had this vision of a ripple. You are unlocking quantum jumping. You are unlocking abundance. I still have the chills crawling up. And the last card that was left face down that I just turned over, as you saw. Yeah. You are being so divinely protected on this path. All of this work that you're doing is coming from a deep sense of integrity. This deep sense of wanting to really lean into the balancing of the scales of the earth at this time, of this realm at this time. You are awakening to your purpose. And that is no light thing. Even as I'm speaking right now, I'm seeing the weight of this figure weighing further and further down into their seat. That is you. You are anchoring more and more into your seat of knowing. Into your seat of knowing. Let's go ahead and take a look at what realms may be influencing you at this time. The hidden worlds, changing consciousness, awareness, and extrasensory perception. This is you at this time, traveling a realm that you have just recently discovered. And even as I'm saying this, I'm feeling heat growing in my right ear. And I'm starting to hear a ring. Angels are ringing. You have been in connection with your guides. You have been building this relationship with them. And you are awakening, tapping into your psychic abilities. Realizing the responsibility that you hold as someone who holds creator energy within you. And you're not taking it lightly. You are leaning into the light. And even now as we speak, I'm seeing this shifting of light, this growing and softening around the flame. See what protection may be available for you at this time to lean into. Go ahead and pull from this crystal deck. Ooh. We'll go ahead and take the card that's showing. Thank you. Archangel Michael and Lapis Lazuli, the Vision, Crystal Angels, 444. Archangel Michael may be a really important guide, guardian angel, entity for you at this time. Archangel Michael brings such a profound, deep sense of protection. Let's go ahead and read what messages may be here for you. This is card number 8. The Vision. We bring you the gift of vision, an inspirational insight from which you shall derive energy, motivation, and a sense of purpose. You have many abilities and the capacity to do numerous things with your talent, time, and energy. We know your heart yearns for meaningful, focused purpose. You have things you want to accomplish, perhaps so many that at times you may feel as though you are attempting to live more than one life in this lifetime. We know you can benefit from a vision, something that integrates all you want to do in one unifying purpose. Even if you do not see how it is possible for all your talents and dreams to be woven into one master vision, we know that love makes all things possible, according to its own creative intelligence and wisdom. The universe shall take care of the details, and from the loving universal mind, in accordance with divine timing and your own readiness, we shall gift you with your vision. So you are being gifted. Wow. Oh my gosh, I'm getting chills all over my body again. You are being gifted with sight. I'm getting more tingles all pulling up through my crown. You are receiving the gift of sight. And not in the sense of, clairvoyance, which maybe that is one of the clairs that you are so deeply tapped into. 2, 3, 4, 5 on the clock. You are being gifted with the sight of what your purpose is. You are remembering. You are remembering why you chose to incarnate into this life at this time. And you are rising to the occasion. Wow. I'm shaking. Thank you so much for doing this work. I wish you the best of luck in this journey, and may we meet again.